Welcome back. In order to gain deeper understanding of the data model, we will review how QlikView stores data in this session, especially by reviewing symbol tables and data tables. We'll also review information density and subset ratio and discuss why these ratios are important to you as a developer. So let's get started. We'll start with how QlikView stores data. Well, each QlikView application or document, as application document are synonymous, contains its own associative database. That means this associative database is often referred to as document data model. Well, the data model is the result of how QlikView stores data after each script execution. So it is important for us to understand how data model gets organized and data is stored within QlikView's associative database. Well, after each script execution, QlikView stores data into two tables. One is symbol table, and the other is data table. So let's first review symbol table. If you imagine, QlikView creates one symbol table for each field. In other words, if you look at your application, and if you create a list box, which is a field essentially, it's a symbol table. So as many fields you have in your data model, each contains a single symbol table. So you can also think of symbol table as a lookup table, because list box is essentially a lookup table. And each field, if you notice, contains only unique values. No matter how many times the value gets repeated within that field, symbol table only displays value once. And that is the key factor to remember, because it will also help you understand why QlikView stores data so efficiently. Since each unique value is stored only once, and it's stored as a dual value, by the way, which means it stores a numeric and a text value. If the data has repetitive value, it will only get stored once. And this is why more repetitive data you have in your data set, better it gets in terms of storage in QlikView. We also need to understand that the key fields, which are the fields that associate one table with another, so obviously they are in multiple tables. So even though key fields are in multiple tables, the key fields only stored once in QlikView's associative database. So essentially, a symbol table contains a unique value for a given field, and at a higher level you can visualize a symbol table as a list box. A symbol table contains a pointer and a text value. So as seen here, we have two fields. One is country and another is salesperson, and each has a pointer, which is a bit stub pointer, and a value. Since it is a bit stub pointer, it takes less space because it only stores or takes number of bits necessary to store number of unique values. Now, how that relates to data table? Well, essentially, when you look at the internal table viewer, those tables represent data table. And as such, there is no data in data table, even though you do see data. All it contains is a bitstep pointer. Well, since it only contains pointers, it takes less space to store values. And if you're wondering, then where is data? Truly, data is not lost, since anytime a value needs to be extracted, QlikView can look up the value in the symbol table to extract value. So data tables contain just the pointers and no data. Alright, so now let's look at information density. Well, when you look at the internal table viewer, each table contains several fields, and as you hover over certain fields, especially key fields, you will see two values that are important for you as a developer. One is information density and the other one is subset ratio. So let's look at information density first. As per definition, it is the percentage of rows that contain non-null value, meaning number of rows that have value out of total number of rows for that given field. In the depiction, it shows for order date, and the FX has 100% information density, which means all the rows for that given field contain value. And that is important from development perspective to troubleshoot data quality related issues. Okay, so now let's look at subset ratio. As per definition, it's the percentage of distinct value for a given field in a table versus all the distinct values that exist in the entire data model. In this depiction, it shows order date has 71% subset ratio. What that means is that 29% of the dates in the entire data sets do not have any orders or associated orders. So there are certain dates when no orders have been placed, and this is important to find insights such as how many customers never placed an order, or how many products that have never been sold, etc. So these two ratios as a developer are very important to you, and you've got to be cognizant about reviewing these ratios constantly just to monitor your data load and understand your data model and understand and detect any data quality issues so that you can discuss this with the business user and find the appropriate resolution. So this is a short but important review of the data model and deeper understanding, as it will help you along the way as you evolve as a QlikView developer. So stay tuned. Thank you very much.